Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Friday, October 8th, 2021. Well, knocking out the first week of October. What a way to close Bitcoin. And Bitcoin crypto markets really turning up the heat this first week of October. Definitely leaving September behind with a bang. But is it all clear skies ahead? That is the big question I might try to answer today. But of course, your boy's coming in solo this afternoon. Both of our analysts are away today. Alex, he was here, but his internet was acting up, so bear with us, folks. It's possible Alex may still return mid-show if his internet approves. If not, well, we may have Jason coming in a little late as well, but he had something happen at last minute. He had to leave the house to take care of. He told me he may be back in the middle of the show to cover some TA. So today it's Friday, we're gonna keep it casual, guys. Big shout outs to everybody hanging here in the live chat. Let me go see if the live chat is working today. We're gonna keep things running at a slightly different pace today. I opened the chat bot a little late today, guys, so I might not have caught your comments. If you were in the chat early leaving comments, please do drop a few more comments. I only launched my chat bot about 5 minutes ago, so I might have missed a lot of your comments, guys. Please do fill me in with more comments. In the meantime, let's continue, shall we? We have at least half a show in store for you guys. I will do my best to take you through a bit of news and information in the space today, give you a bit of the latest happening. Well, with no analyst here, I might even update you on the latest price action, but as a consequence, we might not be getting into too much TA today unless you guys want me to hook up the TA, which I'm probably not the most qualified to do. So we very well might forego that. But big shout outs nonetheless to everyone kicking it with us in the live chat today. Alright, so like I said, today's schedule is a little disrupted. I'm not going to go through everything as per usual. In fact, we're going to keep today more as a freestyle session. We'll play it by ear, right, guys? Much appreciated to have you all here. And if Dark Rico is out there, Mr. Ether, or any of our community members are out there, hey, if you want to join me on the air today, if you want to shoot the breeze a little bit, maybe having some community guests isn't a bad idea. If you guys do want to join me on the air, just hop into the premium voice chat in the Discord, and I'll bring you into the staff room to join us for today's show. Just putting that out there. No rush, guys. No pressure. Only if you want to make it. Let's go ahead and get today's show started. I do have some news to cover today, so let's go ahead and get into it. This first piece I just wanted to leave up for its title. Bitcoin strikes 50K for the first time in months. Indeed, we all know about we're hitting the 50-55 range for the first time in what seems like a month since the big breakdown. Now the question is, with so much of the market in profit, I have an article I'm going to pull up in a moment to talk about this. With so much of the market in profit as we head into, possibly new all-time highs, have people, or resistance, at least depending on how you look at it, as we head into this resistance, will majority market participants take the opportunity to sell? Will they be like, wow, we're running into headstrong into previous all-time highs, we're probably not going to overcome it, why not just sell back in tremendous profit? Will that instigate the move? We will cover that in just a moment. Let's see here. Alright, so let's get into another piece here. This one from Blockworks indeed relates to September's job numbers, and they're terrible. Here's what it means, at least according to Blockworks. With consumer expectations and third quarter earning estimates on the decline, September's job data brought more of the same. The U.S. economy added just 194,000 jobs in non-farm payrolls in September, compared with 360,000 in August, coming in less than half of the Dow Jones estimate of 500,000, the Department of Labor reported earlier today. September unemployment rate came in at about 4.8%, a decline from 5.2% in August. Wages increased despite the jobs numbers. The average hourly earnings year over year in September increased 4.6% compared to 4% in August. All right, so wages on the rise, which is what you figure you'd be seeing out there. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure many of you have observed this meme possibly in your own communities, but yeah, even all the local fast food joints cannot hire enough workers to flip burgers and fry fries, I suppose. And so as a result, we're seeing wages rise across the industry. There's a demand for labor, but nonetheless, the market's just not coughing up enough employees. Apparently, payroll numbers coming in way below what Dow Jones' own estimates were. So, and even lower, I think, than what the Labor Department estimated as well. So there you have it. Weak job numbers and other weak economic data continuing to come home and roost in the latter half of this year. But I mean, guys, seems like the writing was on the wall. We are living in the this new economy. I'll let you guys fill in the blanks. We are living in this new economy, and it's taking a major toll. It's taking a major toll that somehow it seems like we haven't really come to terms yet. We are seeing the labor shortage really take a toll in places like the UK, with fuel shortages due to lack of delivery personnel, and we're seeing similar things in UK on grocery store shelves. This is all the disastrous makings of a economic unwinding we haven't seen in a lifetime. I really hope that we can put a correction on this, but right now things are, well, like I say, maybe I'm overfutting the general economy, guys, but seeing the havoc that the government has introduced into the economy with all their measures in the last year or two, this is the consequences we're finally starting to see take root in the economy. Things are not looking too pretty. Are less and less services going to be delivered? Are less and less jobs going to be filled? Are less and less people going to work every year from now on? It's the great unwinding taking place over the next decade or your lifetime. We'll see how this all goes. Let's get into this next piece. Enough long talk. Let's get into Cointelegraph's piece here. Pro-crypto Senator Cynthia Lummis discloses up to $100,000 Bitcoin purchase. Yeah, Cynthia Lummis, of course, lawmaker from Wyoming. We've covered her many times on the show. Vocal supporter of Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Sits in Congress. U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican from Wyoming, has revealed that she has purchased Bitcoin worth about $50,000 or $100,000. All right, so she's got between $50 and $100K of Bitcoin filed on August 16th, according to her documents on Thursday. This disclosure was part of a Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act, or known as the Stock Act, which prohibits the use of non-public information for profit. The Stock Act was signed into law under former President Barack Obama in April 2012 and is designed to combat insider trading. All right, so CNBC reported Lummis' purchase was disclosed outside of the 45-day reporting window stipulated in the law, but the reporting delay was due to a filing error, spokesperson said. All right, so Lummis just wants to remain above board, just happens to be disclosing her activities on the stock market, in this case, taking a bite out of Bitcoin to the tune of 50 to 100K. And something to consider here. Honestly, I find this hilarious, right? Because this is so that she can meet the disclosure requirements of the Stock Act, right? But I have to say, was anybody held accountable for the meltdown in March 2020? You guys might remember this, but it stunk of insider trading. I remember, high-profile people like Democratic. Man, her name is just suddenly departing my name. The crypt keeper of the Democratic Party. She was caught, I think, red-handed, taking, kind of internal information and shorting the markets ahead of the big meltdown. I think a lot of politicians, a lot of insiders knew the lockdown was coming and the economy was going to react. The markets were going to react accordingly. We saw what happened in March. We saw the meltdown. I guarantee. In fact, we know Many insiders, many of them in Congress, took advantage of inside information, and they took, they sold onto Main Street's heads, just as they full well know they're going to be implementing policies that were going to wreck the economy going forward. So it's nice to see Cynthia, remaining all above board and declaring her Bitcoin holdings, but this stock thing has kind of triggered me, I guess, because we've seen this time and time again. One crisis or next. I can think of one 20 years ago that was also stunk of insider trading, right? Many airlines got shorted into the ground ahead. I think massive, highly unusual. Because it'd be one thing, there's always positions in both directions on the market, but there was stuff that was complete outliers in terms of positions, indicating that somebody knew what was coming on that fateful day 20 years ago. Well, not just somebody, but a good deal of the market, clearly. A lot of insiders. So the Stock Act and corruption seems to go on unabated, despite however many regulations insiders and lawmakers voiced onto themselves. All right, let's go into the live chat just real quickly. I am out here alone. Let's touch base with the crowd here. Shoutouts to Any Word, Lambo Dreams, Pelosi, yes, Pelosi, the old bag. Thank you very much. Nancy Pelosi, I don't know why. Some of these names just absolutely escape my brain. The stream's titled Thursday. The Friday thumbnail still shows as scheduled. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, let me. I know exactly what happened, which is highly unfortunate. Let's go see, guys. Bear with me one moment. All right, are we live? Oh, we're upcoming here. Tell me I'm at least streaming. Yes, I am streaming to not the scheduled stream, but this one here. So what I'm gonna do is hit save. And at least I fixed the title. All right, guys. I'll make a more substantial fix after the show. But thank you so much to Ron Legato, who pointed that out. Could you guys take a look at Doge? What's with the YouTube stream? I think I fixed the YouTube stream. Thank you so much for the heads up. Good morning. Shout out to David Rice, Golden Miner, and Any Word. Thank you. Let me go check the Discord as well. Like I said, my invite still stands, guys. If you want to hop into the voice chat and join me on the air today, the door is open. Anybody in the premium community want to hop in here? The premium voice chat in the Discord server. Just hop in there. I'll drag you into my voice room. In the meantime, let's continue with a bit more news, shall we? After all, this is probably all I have to cover for today. Controversially, Lumen's amendment failed to make its way into the infrastructure. Yes, the infrastructure bill. But I think I have another article to talk about that in a moment. So I'm going to leave this for now. Let's continue to the next piece. All right, this is official now. Google Pay adds support for backed virtual Visa crypto credit card. Seems like a big development. A lot of people making a bit of noise about this today on crypto Twitter. Google Pay has now enabled consumers to use the backed virtual crypto card for online purchases through preferred digital currencies like Bitcoin. In the press statement, Backed, a marketplace that enables users to spend cryptocurrencies, noted that under the new partnership with Google, the crypto balance would first be converted into fiat before the payment can take place. Standard stuff. The statement adds that Backed will use cloud services provided by Google Cloud, with plans to market its solutions powered by Google Cloud to retailers and merchants in the U.S. Wow, this is quite the union. Directly partnering with Backed, taking advantage of Google's cloud infrastructure, and also I guess some of Google services, right, directed at merchants and retailers. This seems like quite the tie-up, not just not superficial at all from my cursory glance here. The company also seeks to use Google Cloud to set up an analytics platform with AI, machine learning, and geolocation functionality. Notably, the move aims to enable customers to expand loyalty redemption options. Oh dear. the full suite of Google surveillance tools coming to backed customers, huh? Well, in this case, let's see. The partnership, this is a quote, the partnership is a testament to Backed's strong position in the digital asset marketplace to empower consumers to enjoy the digital assets in real-time, secure, reliable manner. Additionally, partnering with Google Cloud will enable us to continue to build a best-in-class innovative platform, said the CEO, blah, 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 blah. All right, my main takeaway here I think is interesting is, this really is Google making kind of a quiet move into crypto, and I can see some serious integration here coming into Google platforms through this. One thing that kind of struck me here was this last part here. Notably, the move is to enable consumers to expand loyalty redemption options. Google likes to follow you everywhere you go. They know what businesses you patronage. You sometimes get alerts saying, do you want to leave a review? Well, and we also know that Backed also wants to revolutionize, loyalty reward programs, right? All your air miles and all those other, credit card points and all those other things that you might collect as a consumer. Backed was intending to bring that, to their platform, really revolutionize that industry, because that is a big one. Loyalty reward points and these credit card points programs are a pretty big system. Maybe they need to be updated with some, the latest in, blockchain database technology, that sort of thing. With, maybe tokens, crypto tokens representing each point rather than just, a centralized database. And that's something that Backed was planning to do, really take part of its move into the consumer payment processing retail space with their credit card and so forth, was to also conquer the loyalty redemption point systems out there. And this move, together with Google and geolocation functionality, I could basically see this coming into tightly integrated into Google's services like your maps, right? You visit a business, or you conduct a deal with a business, and maybe get a little alert from Google say, hey, did you know there's loyalty points waiting for you? Come click here and get your Backed Google sponsored loyalty program started, right? So just like another way for businesses, and then of course through those loyalty rewards programs, the tokens that they deliver, all sorts of metadata that they can probably scrape from their customers based on that. So it's probably win-win all around, at least for not so much maybe the consumer, at least the privacy conscious one, but win-win all around nonetheless for Google, Backed, and maybe at least the retailers and some consumers. Let's continue into another piece here. Trust nodes. Mentioning that nearly 500,000 Ethereum has been burned. Ethereum has burned close to 500,000 of its supply in just 2 months, with the burning seemingly currently running at 250,000 ETH a month, worth 900 million. Sorry for the bumbling through this, but Trust Nodes has got some funny writers. Sometimes I stumble with their grammar. Some 477,000 Ethereum has been burned at the time of writing, worth about $1.7 billion, with it currently running at about $1.3 million, or 372 ETH burned per hour. Interesting. So we've kept up a pace of about $1 million burn per hour. The question is, does that outpace the supply? Because on the other side, the supply is still increasing, right? Ethereum's current total supply is at 117 million tokens. Is this correct? Making it 0.5% burned. At this rate, about 3% of total supply will be burned in a year. All right. So is this still confirming that we are net negative, though, in inflation? Because I know this is all burning, but this might not be taking into like what is net. Currently, miners get about 4% of new supply. Ethereum's inflation rate thus far has been slashed by 75% to 1% of total supply here. All right, I guess this next paragraph answers my question. Indeed, we're still inflationary, but drastically less so. And it's possible that by the time we find ourselves in a proof and stake environment, this whole thing might in fact turn deflationary altogether, and suddenly Ethereum is almost as attractive to the inflationist crowd, or to the gold bug crowd, depending on how you define it, as Bitcoin is. So in the end, I'm not sure if being net deflationary is ideal for Ethereum and what its goals are as being a world computer, but for the current thinking in the space, I think with Bitcoin again being the leader and it being kind of a well, I don't want to say quite deflationary, but everybody refers to it as a deflationary model, so let's just call it deflationary model. With Ethereum moving closer to align with Bitcoin's kind of deflationary model, or at least that kind of, appeal, kind of definitely puts maybe Ethereum on the path to displacing Bitcoin. Ultimately, maybe this will be a net, not a net benefit for Ethereum, because displacing Bitcoin might not be the be-all end-all, right? Maybe becoming the world computer is the goal for something like Ethereum, and I'm wondering if a move away from an inflationary model is somehow going to affect that. But I'm not really a super economist, guys, so I only have like a speculative theory as to why. Let's see here. Let me read a couple more items and we'll continue, or at least let's hop into the chat very briefly. I got to check back in with the chat more regularly on a day like this. Let's see here. Any word? Berwick, new coin pick coming out October 11th. Jeff Berwick, right? Is that the, what's his name? He calls himself the Dollar Vigilante or something like that. Is that the Berwick I'm thinking of? There's a new coin pick on the 11th, eh? Well, what's his record for coin picks? Has he picked nothing but gems over the years? Any word? Do let us know. Has Jeff Berwick been straight by you? Let us know. Let's get into another news piece here. All right, that's all right. Actually, I will continue the thoughts of this Ethereum deflationary article. Hang tight, lest. So with the supply being reduced about this much here, so excuse me, let me continue reading this normally. Currently, miners get about 4% in new supply. Ethereum inflation rate thus has been slashed by 75% to about 100% inflation rate of the total supply a year. That's less than Bitcoin, which is currently running at about 1.76%, with the Ethereum burned making it about half of that in the reversal of sorts of Bitcoin's inflation so far, and which has been usually half of ETH's. Okay, indeed. So this is indeed a reversal of fortunes. If Bitcoin typically ran at about half of ETH's rate, and now it's like the rules have been reversed. Ethereum is running at half the rate of Bitcoin's inflation. What's more, the merger is coming. Devs are finalizing internal testing with a public testnet to be expected sometime this winter. That's of course for 2.0. Once the merge goes out, this is the 1.0 to 2.0 merge they're referring to, perhaps during the spring. And if this rate of burning keeps up, the Ethereum will become deflationary, with its total supply reducing by about 2% a year, a whole 2% a year. Currently, this is courtesy of mainly of NFTs, which are the biggest contributing to the burning of Ethereum. There's new ones somewhat constantly with Ethereum's blah blah blah. All right, now they're just shilling NFTs in the rest of this piece, so I'm going to skip the rest. But indeed, a lot of activity on Ethereum thanks to NFTs, and even Vitalik recently in a rare interview, Vitalik acknowledged his one of the most exciting, if not the, I think he said the most exciting use case for Ethereum thus far isn't DeFi, isn't smart contracting and other applications. He said it was NFTs that excites him the most. All right, let's continue. Let's go into this piece here from ZY Crypto. Big shout outs to Anyword here. They pick what they think are the best privacy coins. He's a proponent of Pirate Chain. Yeah, Pirate Chain definitely legit. Does Crypto Vigilante own Monero? Oh, he picked Monero. Oh, Wownero, Pirate Chain, Darrow, next one coming. All right, very cool, very cool. Thank you for all the like smashing you guys are doing today. But let's get into this next news piece. Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary holds more Bitcoin than gold. Say it ain't so. Kevin O'Leary has revealed that his crypto exposure has surpassed that of his gold holdings for the very first time. The Shark Tank veteran has revealed that he has a lot of faith in gold and has no plans to sell off his gold holdings anytime soon, but he added that crypto and gold are two different asset classes and that the controversy from comparing them is unnecessary. Of course, the famous Shark Tank star investor reveals that his portfolio now holds more crypto than gold, giving him a wide opportunity to invest, blah 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 blah. And so in this interview with Daniela Carbone on over at Stansberry Research, Kevin O'Leary revealed to her that the nature of his investments includes Gold, which makes up 5% of his portfolio, while his crypto holdings currently make up 7% of his portfolio. He says, I got 5% of gold, so crypto for the first time is more than gold for me. He added that despite the growing influence of crypto, he has no plans to sell his gold. The Shark Tank star expressed admiration for cryptocurrencies as a viable investment opportunity that offers multiple avenues for investors to earn. O'Leary said that crypto investments have gone beyond merely speculating on the price of Bitcoin and extends to multiple blockchains. He said there are so many different level 1s and of course the level 2s, the derivatives that put on top of Ethereum and Solana and all the others. He added that he sees a lot of opportunity in the space and he expresses his willingness to invest in the asset class. Wow, O'Leary, he's got his ear to the streets. He knows all about the Ethereums, the Solanas, the layer 2s, and all the other derivatives layered on top. Wow, O'Leary, my man. Becoming quite acquainted with the crypto space, are we? Last month, O'Leary stated his ambitions to grow the crypto holdings of his portfolio from 3 to 7% before the end of the year. So it looks like with his latest announcement, he has achieved this target. Damn, O'Leary accumulated. Either it was all appreciation because the market did take off quite a bit, but he accumulated over the course of the last year, just in time for some epic bullishness in 2021. Am I right? Gold and crypto can exist. O'Leary commented during the interview that nothing will replace gold and it remains a unique asset. He adds that although crypto have several features like the options of staking and lending, they can also coexist side by side with gold. He asserts that the controversy generated by the press between gold and Bitcoin is irrelevant, stating, quote, from my perspective, having exposure to both is a good idea. Bitcoin and gold have been compared in recent years, with Bitcoin gaining the moniker of being, of course, digital gold, blah, 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 blah. All right, Shark Star, Kevin O'Leary, I like the guy, Mr. Wonderful, as they call him. Cool dude, and always on the level, straight shooter. Credible voice. It's probably among retail investors out there, and it's nice to hear him shilling even a few percent of exposure to burgeoning asset class. Let's get into another news item or two. 134. Of course, by now I'd be wrapping up the news and getting into the next segment. But alas, today is a day where I'm hanging out solo with you guys. Alex and or Jason might just stop in here any moment now. Alex, I think, is waiting for his internet to come back online. So if it comes back online during the course of the day or the show, he'll be in here. And Jason had to leave the house, like I said, for a few minutes. He said he'd be back potentially in time to join us later in the show. So with any luck, maybe the boys will come through late in the show and I can still get to some requests and so forth. But in the meantime, it's just me. I'm going to bring you through a few more news items and I'm going to check in with the chat. Electric with us on Twitch. Big shout outs to you. Hey people, says Polybig, but shout outs to you. Blockchain Gains, I already mentioned you as well. That's him, indeed, that is him. Let's see here. Jose Alves is with us on DLive. Big shout outs to you. Blockchain Gains, Algorand NFTs doing work as well. Yes. So much speculation, so much money being made on NFTs. It's spilling over to other chains. Glad to hear you're making gains on your Algorand NFTs, Blockchain Gains. Crypto Cats joins us on DLive. GG, indeed. GG to you. And Jules in the YouTube chat writes, good morning. Well, a very good morning to you, Jules. Today is a very casual Friday here on the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Just your boy, holding it down solo. On the stream today, our analysts are away, but I'm going to continue. I'm going to read a few more stories. Once we wrap up the news, we'll continue with the show's format. Heck, maybe I'll do some TA. Let's have a look. Yes, did you guys hear? Speaking of NFTs, we just talked about NFTs. This story from Decrypt talks about one of the most hotly anticipated drops, I swear, all year. As somebody who just freshly got into NFTs, I will tell you, Mechaverse was making major waves yesterday. Probably, like I said, one of the most hotly anticipated NFT drops all year long. And let's read this article titled "Mechaverse Racks Up $60 million in Ethereum Sales for NFTs We Can't See Yet." Secondary sales of the Japanese mecha-themed NFT series are on fire, and buyers can't even see the final images yet. Yes, of course. When it comes to many things Japanese culture, Japanese media, robots, and giant Gundam things are very popular among maybe even Western audiences, collectors, manga buffs, you name it. So here is one project that's an absolute behemoth from the world of Japanese giant robots, and it's called Mechaverse. Again, I'm trying not to shield this project too much. Sorry if I'm bringing a little too much hype for this thing, but let's outline it in brief. Mechaverse, it's an Ethereum NFT series consisting of about 8,888 avatars, and it launched on Thursday. Between the initial mint and the secondary sales, the project has already generated about $60 million worth of ETH in less than a day. Wow, people went ham. 60 million in sales in the first day. Another day, another buzzy NFT drop, and Mechaverse is one of the largest launches to date. Since launching yesterday, the Ethereum NFT has yielded about 60 million worth of sales. Even on the latter front of secondary sales, buyers are spending tens of thousands of dollars worth of ETH on something they can't even view just yet. Mechaverse, I'll explain very shortly why. Mechaverse is a series of about 8,888 NFT profile pictures inspired by Japanese media anime series, particularly the classic Mobile Suit Gundam, and each 3D rendered image is randomly generated from a pool of traits. No two images are alike, and it's following the playbook of popular NFT avatar series like CryptoPunks and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yes, so basically each avatar is like it says here, randomly generated from a pool of traits. So I believe the current owners have an IOU, I guess, for one of the 8,000 or so, and the IOU is yet I guess unrevealed, I believe, at this stage. So right now people are just bidding on IOUs. They're not quite sure whether they're going to get a high ranking or low ranking in terms of rarity mecha at this stage in the game. Yet that's not stopping people from going ham on the sales, right? What's interesting is that even the secondary market buyers can't see what they're getting just yet with the Mechaverse NFTs. Every image on OpenSea right now is an animated placeholder ahead of a collection-wide reveal planned for October 10th and 11th. As such, there is currently no way to tell whether users will pull an NFT with rare attributes or something more common. The NFT itself, of course, is a blockchain-backed deed of ownership for a digital item, proving that your one-of-a-kind avatar truly belongs to you. Other types of NFTs include digital artwork, video files, and interactive video game items, and the wider market has exploded in 2021, including over 10 billion worth of trading volume in Q3 alone. Let's see here. Mechaverse is led by a French crypto artist, Matt Bracchini, and Maddie. They both faced immense demand for the minting process on Thursday, rather than hold an open mint, which typically drives up network-wide Ethereum gas. For other NFT projects, Mechaverse held a raffle to secure spots for the closed mint. Project blah blah blah. I'm not going to bore you guys too much detail, though I followed it throughout the day yesterday. Like I said, this is pretty big news coming across the line yesterday, and I heard mixed things. Indeed, one of the big problems with open mints on the network is that it encourages people to absolutely pump the price of gas to try to beat everybody else to the mint, right? You either secure yourself more spots, or you just guarantee yourself spots in the minting. As a result, you guys might notice when there are very high-profile projects minting, gas prices on the network spike like crazy, because it's basically a race to the top of gas fees to try to beat everyone else. So there are occasions where people pay tens of thousands of dollars in gas in order to secure their spot at the front of the line. Mechaverse tried to avoid this with a raffle, but I heard complaints from the community that the raffle itself was still a little it didn't satisfy everybody, let's put it that way. But there you have it, guys. One of the biggest drops in the NFT universe to date, period. Huge. I guess I'm informing you of it now. It's called Mechaverse. So if you like giant Japanese fighting robots, maybe give this a peep, but I'm going to warn you now, you've probably already been priced out. If you're curious, I'll take you to OpenSea right now. Since again, this is Friday, this is kind of casual. We don't have our analyst with us today, so I can certainly afford to burn a little more time. Let's have a look here. OpenSea. Let's search Mechaverse. All right. 14,000 ETH in volume traded. Wow, has a 6 Ethereum floor price. Incredible. About 5.5k owners. And as you can see here, currently people are bidding on placeholders. None of these mechas have been revealed yet, so everybody is busy fighting over the placeholders, and then in a few days it will be revealed what type of mecha you own, right? Your placeholder will eventually have its metadata updated to reveal which one you got, and a lot of people who are bidding like crazy, I guess, are crossing their fingers that the ones they're securing are in fact rare ones, going to be worth a fortune. Shout outs to anybody out there in the NFT land. Let's go back to the live chat real quick, see who's kicking it with us in the chat. Jag077. If they come back, would you please have them look at Cardano and Phantom? Yes, if they do come back, we will inspect Cardano and Phantom. Alex81SG, I might have an unpopular opinion, but I hate to see all this money going to useless NFTs instead of pumping our coins. Alex81SG, I feel a bit like that too. Although I usually am more disgruntled when it comes to stuff like Doge, and Sheeb and meme coins and so many other shit coins. It's like, so we've discussed this throughout the course of this year. Obviously, when Elon got involved, and Elon started definitely getting involved. And I get it's all fun and games, but this is like serious money. People are putting like life savings into like meme coins. I think would have been more life changing, and maybe would have even rocked the system a lot more, is if people like Elon were more responsible and drove people maybe to something more like Bitcoin, instead of like, oh, let's just have a big laugh, guys. Let's pump Doge and have a laugh. I don't know if that's really going to be sustainable. Maybe some people made off like bandits. I'm highly skeptical. So as a result, I'm more critical of other cryptos more than NFTs. I feel like NFTs are not really in competition with cryptos. That's probably why I'm so I have this opinion. I feel like NFTs are more of a competitor to traditional consumer spending. With people spending more and more time indoors and online, you might not need the fancy watch or the fancy car or the fancy shoes or the fancy apparel, right? You're spending less time socializing in real life, and a lot of that, the social signal spending, as I call it, the status spending, right? The way you flaunt your wealth, you're going to do that less and less in real life, and a lot of your consumer spending is going to be shifted toward digital goods that are, kind of serve the equivalent of flaunting your wealth online. And as you can see, not exactly not a direct competitor to investments, not a direct competitor to your crypto holdings necessarily, or to your gold holdings or your other investments. It really is going to affect. It's more of a consumer spending item, guys. I guess I will leave it at that. Lambo Dreams, Mechaverse is going to be a legendary rug. One can only hope. Another good thing with the Mechaverse thing is that it brought so much money on board right now. Not everybody could get in, right? There was, I think, hundreds of thousands of buyers. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I saw hundreds of thousands join their Discord. Only 8,000 or so slots available, right? So let's just assume that even if there's 10,000, 20, 50,000 buyers out of the few 100,000 they have in their Discord, just the demand way outstrips the supply. Lots of people walked away empty-handed from the raffle, aren't going to get anything, but they still have ETH that they're going to go and ape into the next NFT with. So guys, NFTs kind of took a lot of the air out of the room in the last day or so with in the NFT space, or maybe this whole week actually. But now that the Mechaverse is done, and in fact, if it turns out to be a legendary rug, as Lambo Dream says, or simply as the project launches, most people got priced out, not going to get in. They're going to go look for another opportunity in other NFTs. So I think next few days are going to be bright. It onboarded a lot of money. And one other thing I will add, I know Alex81SG said he is not happy to see all this money go into unnecessary NFTs. Look at it this way: if you hold any Ethereum, a lot of your Ethereum, might be pumping as a consequence of all this demand, right? People, new people are entering the space. They're not, yes, they're not getting into cryptos, but they're getting into NFTs. But they do need Ethereum to buy their NFTs largely, right? So this is putting a pressure on some of your holdings, right? If you hold Solana or Algorand or other tokens where NFTs might be launching on, price appreciation, the pressure on the price might be driven by people you might not be happy about buying NFTs. All right, I've digressed far enough on this topic. Let's go. Shout outs to Polly B as well. Crypto Jenny flooded with fish picks on OpenSea. Yes, the fish picks on OpenSea was hilarious. What happened to Solana? I think it was. Jules, any chance? Excuse me, guys. I need to get some water. Jack, any chance we could look at the United Peoples of Earth I mentioned the other day? Since we're looking at NFTs, you know what, Jules? You're lucky. Today we certainly will give United Peoples of Earth a shake on the channel. That's right, guys. Cracking cryptocurrency? No. This is cracking nonfungible-tokens.com. We've officially pivoted. Crypto show, technical analysis? No. This is simply about advocating maximum ape tendencies into your investment strategies in highly speculative NFTs. This is, of course, satire, guys. This is not investment advice. I'm merely kidding. We still would advise everybody to not take any trading advice they see anywhere on the internet. Leave it to certified, accredited professionals. This is merely for education and speculative purposes. Nothing at all to be considered actionable, investable material. Now, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's keep going. Shout outs to Lambo Dreams. They did an off-chain raffle, bro. Huge red flag. You know what? I agree. It's a huge red flag. This could be one of the most epic rug pulls in NFT history. Not that I relish seeing fellow, retail compatriots get wrecked, but it could be. At the same time, maybe I can also understand the other side, right? When there's so much demand on one project and you try to do an on-chain minting raffle, people get smoked anyway. That the whole project gets blown up by whales or botters or miners who collude to outmine the block and spread the proceeds among themselves. A lot, especially when there's this profile is this high. There was another project recently that launched, and that was fraught with peril. Something happened where somebody attacked the minting contract with a ton of gas and minted a huge chunk of the supply exclusively to themselves, and then they dumped that supply onto the market. So it totally, and then, sparks flew, the community was outraged. When it first goes down, people don't know if it's an inside job or not. They don't know who to blame. They don't know if it's being rugged, and it causes so much turbulence at the project at launch that I understand this is red flag, but maybe the project thought to themselves, I'd rather do this than go through all that. Let's see here. David Rice, put it in wife's savings. I'm going to... okay, shout-outs to David Rice. Alex1233, hello. Alex81SG, the main thing that keeps me away from NFTs is the huge opportunity cost of spending ETH on gas fees versus holding ETH. Yeah, Alex81SG, you are likely right here, but of course, people, market participants are so enamored with massive 2x, 3x, and higher gains. They don't bother to really take any heed of how much opportunity cost is going by way of losing on fees. But hey, man, we've seen the same thing with other shit coins, the DeFi, the DeFi plays, and all the Uniswap coins, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes, people have speculated even at high costs of gas on platforms like Uniswap because there's just so much alpha, so much yield to be made. It in many cases can displace whatever you might be losing in terms of gas costs and opportunity costs. But of course, that's what that's the best case scenario. How many people get wrecked and lose the gas, right? In the end, some other market participants, they get the money, they get the gas, they get the ETH, and they get the tokens, and you walk away mostly empty-handed. Which side of the market are you on? What does RECT stand for? Asks David Rice. Is that a serious question? I don't think that's. I'm not actually going to answer that. Penuri. I'm not sure what that means. Any word feeling like a brewery today? You mean you feel like a brew, or you feel like a brewery today? What does that mean exactly? You feel like a brewery today? You feel like a bottling plant? I'm confused. Polybee, think of it. I think it's just a meme of wrecked. Yes, Polybee, you are correct. It's literally wrecked with funkier internet spelling. Nice brewery in Bel Air, Michigan. Oh, he's going to a brewery. Well then, bottoms up. Bottoms up. Let's continue, guys. Got a couple more news items today. Yes, the analysts are away, so it's just me holding down the show solo. Thanks to everybody bearing with it today. Here is a tweet Alex brought to my attention. Excuse me. Bitcoin, the SEC just approved the closest thing to a US Bitcoin ETF you can buy for now. Yes, I believe I covered this story earlier this week, did I not? This it's behind a paywall, so I can't get quite into this article here, but I suspect I know what it's about. We covered this, I believe, on Wednesday, which is of course a what did they call it? A revolutionary blockchain ETF. Basically companies that are heavily, well, at least somewhat weighted with Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Companies that, in some sense have exposure to Bitcoin, and so you too can get exposure to Bitcoin as a proxy through them. I think it was called like the Crypto Revolution ETF, something like that, and it includes the likes of Twitter, Tesla, obviously MicroStrategy is a big one, and others, so I don't really need to rehash too much more of this story. We covered it on Wednesday. Oh yes, in fact, here it is. I have another tab covering this exact story. The new ETF from Volt Equity will give investors exposure to a range of companies like MicroStrategy, Square, and others which all hold crypto. This approval comes as the crypto world continues to wait for the SEC to approve a pure Bitcoin ETF. In fact, this is the story I covered the other day, isn't it? Yes. There you have it, guys. I hate to repeat myself. If you've been watching the show, you know all about the Volt Equity ETF and how it gives investors exposure to Bitcoin and crypto industry. Let's go ahead and get into, I think this is the final story I have logged for today. It comes from UpdateLive, and it is titled 95% of the crypto market is in profit, but here is why this might be concerning. All right, something to put the brakes on this pump for you guys, or any FOMO that might be kicking in this weekend. Something to think about, or if you're still leaning bearish, if you're still kind of abiding by the thesis our analysts have largely been floating in recent weeks, and you still lean a little bearish, this is a little more confirmation for you to think about this weekend. According to on-chain data presented by glassndoes, almost 95% of the market is currently in profit. After the recent Bitcoin move above $55,000, the number of profitable entities has increased by 16%. Percentage of entities in the profits indicator. This indicator was created by Glassnode Studios, and it's designed to show the percentage of the entities on the network that are currently holding their funds in profit. To determine whether an entity is in profit or not, the indicator analyzes the buy price, which is the price at the time that the coins were at when they were moved to their wallet, and this compares it to the actual Bitcoin price, right? So you buy crypto, you move it to your wallet, you can kind of ascertain whether or not you're in profit as of this day. Previously, the all-time high of entities in profit was reached back in May 2021, right before the sell-off. The number of profitable Bitcoin addresses on the network started to rise significantly after the crypto markets started growing back in 2020. All right, so what this part is pointing out is that you guys remember the top in May 2021. That also reached a moment of a great deal of people in profit, right? So last time we were in this approximate zone of profitability for majority of holders, right? 95% of market holders, apparently, according to them, their estimate, are in profit. And so when we get up to these price zones of major profit, it makes sense. Maybe it could very well dump back down because people are like, all right, I'm in profit again, might as well take it. And we see this happen time and time again. As we approach major levels of resistance, maybe a lot of market participants are perfectly happy to just break even and get out at break even, or at least in some small profit, right? Here we are heading towards 65K. How many people holding that are finally breaking back into profit? You know, they FOMO'd in earlier this year and they kind of want out. We have to anticipate a part of the market might in fact be looking to dump into this next test of all-time highs, right? Or 58 to 65ish all-time high test. Some people might be letting go right there and then, but we'll see. So there is some Glassnodes data to think about. How much of this is, because there's, I mean, this only accounts for, you're making a kind of an estimate, based on on-chain data, right? But this doesn't really reflect people, who buy, say, on off-chain, right, on a centralized exchange, and just leave their funds deposited there, right? This really doesn't account for everything. And if you're merely making this judgment based on, when funds moved and the price relative to that date, I don't know. It feels like this might not be a complete and full picture of exact profitability across all positions out there in the space. But hey, something to think about. All right, before I wrap up the news, there was at least one more item, and it was kind of the the juxtaposition to what I just read here, right? So this article is more of the bearish take that everybody's in profit and they're going to start selling. They're going to start selling right here is what this article floated. I saw another article earlier, and it was one. Let me see if I can find it, guys, because this was kind of the opposite take. Bear with me one second. I could swear I just saw it a little earlier, and let's go take a look. If not, I will summarize what the article had to read, but I think I can find it because I just had it here a few moments ago. I wish I logged it then. But the general gist of the article is that again, you go another data pool or another model indicating kind of the opposite. I just want to see if I can find it so I can do proper justice to this piece. Yes, this one here I think is it. All right, this article is titled "Bitcoin Eyes Big $58,000 Resistance." As new data shows, holders are acting the opposite of Q1. All right, so maybe this are holding into all-time highs, not selling. Okay, yes, so this is kind of the opposite of what we just talked about. So just to kind of reiterate, the last article, Glassnodes suggests that with holders mostly in profit here, entering this price zone here in the 50s, they might take this opportunity to sell into this appreciation. But this article here, let me just bring it back on the screen, from Cointelegraph, assuming I didn't lose it. Did I lose it? Wow. Okay, yeah, right here. Investors are holding into all-time highs this time, not selling, as was the case toward the end of Q1. All right, very curious. Bitcoin faced stiff resistance near previous highs on October 8th as a fresh push over 56,000 ended quickly. But data from Cointelegraph's Markets Pro and TradingView tracked BTC USD as it came on. It reached the 4-month highs. Blah blah blah. Okay, this is a little technical. I don't like to understand other TA, but I'm curious. Where is the meat of this? Where is the on-chain data? All right, so here we go. Once again, Glassnodes. So they're tapping Glassnodes for this one. So Glassnodes might have some conflicting takes on this, but let's read. Data from on-chain analytics Glassnodes show that the proportion of BTC supply is either hodled or lost for good is at its highest in 9 months. Okay, so let me just reread this statement because I butchered this. So data from Glassnodes shows that the proportion of the Bitcoin supply that is either hodled or lost for good is at its highest in 9 months. All right, so the largest, the largest proportion of Bitcoin supply is currently in hodl mode, right? So I guess this means, as a consequence, the least amount of Bitcoin in 9 months is on order books, is how I would probably take this. A bit of a supply crunch of available Bitcoin on order books. The latest example of how Bitcoin in Q4 this year is different from the first phase of the bull run is detailed here. 9 months ago in January, the supply becoming available was rapidly increasing as price discovery, sorry for my butchering, guys, I've been talking for an hour, caused ever larger numbers of long-time investors to realize profits. Now the opposite phenomenon is in effect. Since August, Bitcoin has been going back into the hands of holders. This this metric's previous peak was over in Q4 2020, just before the main phase of the bull run took off after BTC USD past previous all-time highs of 20 grand. The figures tie in with existing coverage of long-term holder behavior, which Cointelegraph reported reached highs of its own, blah, 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 blah. All right, so again, not sure how much value I can actually, or how much value I can stake in this this metric from glassndoes. But if we take it at face value, the idea is relatively simple. Last time we approached all-time highs of 2020, people were probably holding what? For 3 years possibly at a loss, right? People might have bought the last top. So finally in 2020, guys, when we were cresting at new all-time highs, hitting 20,000, this article says that the supply was actually increasing, right? The supply on order books was increasing, so people were actually flooding to sell on exchanges. This new high, right? They figured, oh, this is it. Finally, 3 years later, it's my chance to get out at break even, or at the very least, they figured, you know what, it's going to reject super hard from 20. We're not going to blow through 20. So people took the opportunity to sell in big numbers. But glassndoes with this particular metric is implying that this time is different. People are hodling. People are not preparing to move their Bitcoin onto exchange in order to sell into 65K the way they sold into 20K all-time high resistance in 2020. Something to think about. Like I said, two kind of conflicting metrics from glassndoes today, guys, but something to indeed think about. Let me know which way you stand. Are you more of the bullish take? Is the supply in fact dwindling on the order books, and we're going to lead to a supply crisis that will send the price flying? Or do you think the fact that we're running into resistance and a lot of people just want to hit the exit button, do you think we are going to get sold into super hard here in this price zone? Let us know. All right, over an hour into the show. Big shout outs to everybody kicking it with us this afternoon. I'm gonna go check out the Discord. Hey, if you guys want to hop in, say a few words. I'm gonna begin winding the show down in a few minutes. I will open the DLive chest in say 5 minutes or so. So if you're waiting for DLive, hang tight. Let's see here, and yeah, so we'll get the DLive chest open. I'll read a few more comments, and we'll slowly wind the show down. Once again, Dark Rico, Mr. Ether, anybody there from the CC community, any of our premium members, if you want to stop in to the voice chat on the Discord server, get on the air, say a few words, let us know how your trading has been going this week. Anything at all you want to update us on, feel free to stop into the voice chat. I'll bring you in. In the meantime, let's get into the, well, let's do bubbles. Let's go see bubbles real quick. A very brief look at the bubbles. They've turned a little more green than I checked them last. And there's some big gains on the table today. Harmony, one chain, doing Harmony things. It's up 34% today. Phantom, up nearly 20%. The symbol thing is back. I'm going to neglect to read that. Sheeb, having another outstanding day. Apparently it's up another 20% today. Chili's, Omi, Filecoin, eGold, YFI, just in Matic, some of the about 10% winners for today. So there's some decent bubble gains to be had in the alt space today. There's a very brief look at the bubbles. Let's I'm going to go into, before I do anything else, I'm going to go into my chart here, and I'm going to put the Sheeb chart. I'm curious to see how Sheeb, yes, so it got sold into hard on yesterday's candle, and we've had a bounce since then. Is this where our yeah, I can see why we're up about 20% on bubbles, where we've bounced decently well, but we're right here on this resistance clearly from yesterday's or the 2 days ago's close. Is Sheeb done? Is this move overextended? I heard somebody bought like an insane amount of Sheeb. One whale went ham and bought up a lot of Sheeb. Now that they've tapped out, they've bought up the supply. Is there any other buyers ready to step in, or is this thing preparing to correct? Still absolutely incredible. One last shout out to Sheeb, the meme coin. Absolutely magical, up 233% in the last couple of days. AlexSoul33 says, I'll come on for jokes. Mr. Ether says, I'm listening, but I can't participate. All right. Jules wants to look at his NFT he's shilling. Okay, Jules, I will add a look at your NFT in just a few minutes. Let me go check on the Discord. Alex1233, if you want to hop into the premium or general voice chat in the server, I will bring you into the staff room and you can say a few words. In the meantime, let's, what do I got to do next? I'm going to go open the chest, or at least prepare to open the chest. Let's do it. Let's drop, how are we doing on lemons? Could be better, could be better. We are down to our last bit of lemons, but I'm going to drop 260 lemons in the box today anyway. And let's have a look here. Let's get the chest on. Oh yeah, I usually don't open the chest from the main viewer. Alright, bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get the chest on screen here. Alright. Looking good. Bear with me here. 1 second, guys. Alright, cool. And alright, now you can watch me prepare to open the chest. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Alright, any DLivians out there still listening to me ramble after an hour or so of the show? This is your warning. We're about 30 seconds out from opening the DLive chest. Get your lemons, get your sweet, sweet sour lemons in right now. My beautiful and fabulous DLive audience. Bear with me 1 second. I want to be on that screen where I can also claim some lemons. All right, back to business. Let's do it. DLive distribution begins now. You have been fairly warned. Good luck, everybody. The Friday lemon giveaway begins now. Collecting my rewards here. All right, we're all good. Let's see what Bitcoin's up to. 15 minutes time frame. Yes. 15. Finally getting a 15-minute close above the baseline. Where's the hourly at? Even the hourly starting to push up toward the baseline. Ready to flip into the next bullish move. Any moment now on Bitcoin. Have we done this low time frame pullback? Are we ready to hold on to the support right here and climb towards 60 this weekend? Certainly hope so. Let's go back to the DLive chest, see who won today's big giveaway. Shoutouts to David Rice taking the first place spot, ETH1, Any Word, Crypto Cats, and Alex1233 all taking a bit of lemons home this Friday afternoon. Let's go check Discord. Well, nobody's in there yet. If you want to join me in the chat today, you know what to do. Go ahead and hop in into the Discord chat. I'll bring you in and you can say a few words. If not, well, I think we might be heading toward the close. All right, you know what? Let me do that thing I promised for Jules. Our boy Jules of the chat wanted me to hop onto OpenSea and give, what was it called? The land under the earth or something? Let me scroll back. The people of the earth, United People of Earth or something. Let me see if that comes up. United People of Earth. This sounds much too utopian for me. What is this precisely? The United People of Earth. You really are shilling. Hold on. Let me see if this is the correct one, because maybe it's not the correct one. Only one item in this collection. Let's throw our user a bone here. Shoutouts to Jules. Oh, it's a lady. Well, my dear Jules, my apologies. I will correct that. But with that said, am I looking at the right one? Let me scroll up, because I did remember you noticed earlier. You have what was the name of this project? United People of Earth. I mentioned it the other day. All right, so I think I am looking at the correct one. Jules, are you in the chat still? Let us know. Am I looking at the right NFT on OpenSea? One holder. Minimum bid 13 ETH. Well, I would throw you a bone here and maybe contribute to your collection. But you only got one item, and 13 ETH is a little rich for my blood. This is Satoshi with a United People of Earth bill. Well, interesting little project. Maybe you ought to release a few more of these at maybe 1,000th of the price. I will consider picking one up. Well, Jules, congratulations on being an NFT artist, and your release includes unlockable content. What is this unlockable content? Well, let's see here. Bitcoin was first mined by Satoshi Nakamoto on January 3rd, 2009, leaving the people of the community just a few bits of information to speculate on. Who was Satoshi? Satoshi Nakamoto is unknown. Why did they create Bitcoin? Bitcoin was created as an attempt to reimagine traditional money. Here's a little quote from the white paper. Interesting. So this is a bit of a what's the word here? Commemoration. In commemoration of our boy Satoshi. I can't get on it, Jack. It must be because I'm in Croatia, dude. Huh. Are you jumping into the right room? Go into premium voice or go into general voice. General chat. General chat, my guy. Don't have to get into staff voice where I am. Just hop into general. I'll bring you into. In fact, if it's too difficult, I'm going to go into general. I am now in general. Just join me in the general chat room. See if that fixes your problem. Shoutouts to Alex1233. Pretty new. Well, shout out to Jules. I given your NFT a shake. Good luck out there in your NFT journey. Be sure to network. Get into as many spaces as you can. Talk to it's all about networking. It's all about that Twitter Spaces in the Clubhouse, talking and getting on the horn with other communities, and it's community building and all that. Let's see here. Bird. Jack solo stream party. Yes, that's correct. I am mostly solo, but it is quarter after, so I am probably going to wind the show down. Shout outs to Alex1233. Yeah, it's solo, guys. If you're joining us late, Alex, his internet was down most of this afternoon. He was going to join me if his internet returned, but sadly, doesn't look like that was the case. We also have Jason. Jason was going to be in, but then he heard that Alex was gonna be in, and then something came up. So Jason had to dip. So sadly, Jason wasn't able to make it today. So it was all me, guys. No hard feelings, Jason. Of course, I know you wanted to be here, and you would have, but something came up. No big deal. But the Friday installment of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update is done. It's been another great week under the bag. Glad I could keep you guys at least a little company, and vice versa. This very chill and relaxed Friday. We'll be back on Monday with more market updates. Can't wait to see what the market has in store over the weekend. Which one will it turn? Will it mostly be sideways? You know how our analysts usually suggest: be safe, trade safe. Don't over risk. Watch out for weekend volatility. Sometimes it's best to just step away. Jules says, I don't own it, but thanks, Jack. There's a hidden secret key in the image that gets added to it with each sale. Wow. I don't own it, says Jules asks. Well, Jules, you don't even own it, but you're bringing it to my attention. Well, thank you very, very much. Something to dig into, Jules. An odd NFT. I've seen people shill a lot of NFTs, over the weeks and months now. This was different. This one's definitely different. Thank you for a great show, says David Rice. Thank you. Jag07 says, take care, everyone. Thanks for holding it down, bro. Why, thank you so much, Chico. And Discord, okay, I'll try it out. Yeah, go try out the Discord, guys. I am in the general room, but I am going to be running the show down right here. Before I do, I might be mentioning one last matter, and that is going to be UFC fight card. We have Fight Night coming up tomorrow. Oh man, main card starts at 4 p.m. Okay, this is super early in the day. I'm not sure. Maybe. No guarantees I can stream this tomorrow. But if you have any UFC fans, generally Saturday in the Discord is where we do stream stuff like UFC or boxing. Always welcome to join us. Check out premium.com and cryptocurrency.com if you do want to get access to all our premium offerings, as well as even the UFC on Saturday nights that we'd love to host. Tyson Fury. Oh, is that this weekend? Holy crap! I think it is. Yeah, you know what, dude? That's even bigger. Forget UFC. Tyson Fury fight time. Let me see here. Saturday, October 9th. That is tomorrow. All right, guys. It's Tyson Fury. You know how it is. I figure who's our supreme boxing fan in the house? I believe we have a few of them. Lambo Dreams, yes. Lambo Dreams, where you at? Are you going to be watching with us on Saturday? Looking forward to it. Alex81SG said, I put $50 on Polymarket on Fury. Sweet. Haven't watched UFC since Iceman Chuck Liddell. Ah, okay. Well, you're always welcome to stop in. Usually it's UFC on Saturday nights. Fury versus Wilder says RB5, the Gypsy King. Indeed, indeed. All right, so in that case, Saturday night could be very, very fun. Looking forward to Fury and Deontay. Yes. Is this the third time they're fighting? All right. Well, I'm not a major boxing expert, but I have heard that this is a highly anticipated fight. Look forward to talking to you guys on Saturday. Where is the fight taking place? Is it in Vegas? What time? I'm assuming it's in Vegas, right, guys? Anybody out there, if you're listening, if you're still in the chat and you're following the Wilder fight, is it happening in Vegas or is it in the UK? Do we know? Or I guess I can just Google it. Is it in the UK? Let's see here, Sporting News. Yeah, I can just click this first link on Google like a dummy, and they meet October 9th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Okay, so Vegas, which means that it'll take place in the evening, Eastern time where I am. So I don't have to worry about missing it because I am going to be out of the house. Let's see here. Yeah, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The main event anticipated around midnight Eastern. All right. Yeah, perfect. So, because I probably won't be home till later in the evening on Saturday, guys. So stand by. I'll be along in the evening. Look forward to any boxing fans to kick it in the Discord. Much love to you guys. I'm out of here. You know what to do. Hit that like button. Catch us in the Discord. Peace out. Much love.